We didn't seem to click with our ball movement as much as we had. Obviously didn't shoot the ball as well, but I think our ball movement, we got a little sticky. Give them credit, they were pretty physical with us tonight, but really it was the defensive end. Didn't rebound well, and then we fouled a lot in the second half, especially the fourth quarter.
And then what have you made of the way Justin has played lately and overall his improvement on the offensive end?
You know, he plays a really efficient game. Cutter, offensive rebounder, obviously three-point shots. He's a great shooter on that end, transition player. Just has a good knack for playing an efficient game. And then the defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding has been terrific.
How you doing, Coach? Better record than last year and a lot of progression from this young core. How proud are you of how this team has progressed?
We have progressed. We have played better since really the post-All-Star break, even since February 1st. We've seen progress with the group. This young group is improving before our eyes, week to week, month to month. But we still have a long way to go, and we know that. Still got 2 more games to go, so we're not there yet. Let's keep getting better.
Coach Tristan, career high tonight with 24. What did you think about his performance and his shot selection?
Tristan's just an efficient offensive player. He's been that way since he's been here. He can obviously he's 3-point shooting, but he's got great touch around the rim, floaters, got a little bit of variety, everything. Good night for him from the floor.
Scored 24, but Tristan was also minus 24 in about 24 minutes. What were you seeing with his defense tonight?
It was this combination. It wasn't just him. If you look at some other guys, we probably had the same when he was out there too. So it was really the fouling and the offensive rebounds, especially late in the game.
The offensive rebounding allowed has been a pretty pervasive issue throughout the year. How much of that is a function of playing young guys, and how much of it is stuff that you guys need to clean up schematically?
It's stuff we got to get better at, and it has nothing to do with being young.
What has to get better?
Sometimes it's just a desire to get the ball. We have some times where we allow penetration that leads to breakdowns, that leads to offensive rebounds, but sometimes it's, who wants it more? And I think we're inconsistent when we've shown games where we've been elite. We had stretches where we were actually first in the league for stretches of this year, but then we're just inconsistent. It's an area we got to get better at.
What are the steps to get that consistency in that area and in other ones?
I will address that another time.
Coach, what do you want to see 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗪 work on the most this offseason?
We still got 2 games to go, so I'm not focused on the offseason yet.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Sorry, Coach. Coach, can you speak on 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗪's growth defensively these last couple games, especially almost reaching his milestone for the 100 blocks?
Yeah, obviously we've seen that all year. He's done that all year for us, protecting the rim, changing shots, altering shots, and then blocking shots. He's a versatile defender who's going to get better and better with it. He's still not where he wants to be or we want him to be, but you can see what he can do with his versatility. Obviously he had 3 yesterday. He had 1 tonight. 1 was called back on a challenge, but that's an area that we love about him, that he brings a versatility to our defense, not just on the protecting rim. He can also guard on the perimeter also.
Do you believe that he is or should be the front runner for Rookie of the Year?
Well, I'm biased for that. That's all I'll say on that. But I think he's gotten better, and I think that's the most important thing for us is that from where he started and to where he is now, he's just a significantly improved player, and that's a credit to him. I'd stack him against anybody in the league in his class.
How do you think Kyshawn's been since coming back from the injury?
It's been great. He does what he does. Contributing all over the floor, passing, defense, the shooting. He just makes good, simple basketball plays. Just such a solid player. It's nice to have him back.
What did you see with AJ's shot selection today?
Shots he usually takes. Felt good about him. Just didn't have a night where they went in as much. But they were good shots.
Feel good. Just getting back in the rhythm of things, and super happy to get out there to end the season.
Defensively, what do you both want to see the team develop over? 2 games left, but over the course of the last 2 weeks of the season, what have you seen defensively, and what do you want to continue to see over the next 2 weeks?
I think just setting the tone for the next years. Just make sure we've been working all year to get better, and I think we just make sure that we got to finish it the right way with the right intentions, and it will carry on for the next year.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up,
Good. How you doing?
You guys look at what's going on with their franchise. Look at this previous draft. 3 high-impact players, including you 2, and considered a weak draft. A lot of people are saying you guys are sleepers. I agree. How excited are you guys as far as the trajectory of this franchise? If you look at, the fact that Will Dawkins hit on all 5 draft picks, you got A.J. Johnson, Kobe Jones, the veterans. This team's heading in the right direction. What do you guys think?
Super excited for the years to come. Like as you said, we have the same opinion you have. You know, we think that we are good enough. We don't think that we're a weak class or anything. Like we know what we're capable of, and we know that given just even a short amount of time that what we can be, and we know that's going to be big things for this franchise.
Absolutely. I know you're from B-More. Now, who wins the Super Bowl first? Commanders or the Ravens? You got to be honest. Come on now.
Next question, bro. You asking slow questions. Ravens, bro. What's the real?
Slow question.
You're not even being realistic.
What's up, guys? So the Sixers didn't exactly play like, their A-list lineup tonight. Is there legitimacy to the struggle of preparing for a team when you haven't really seen the lineup together?
I think it's more about us than the other team. Like, we're trying to establish ourselves as a team and, like I said, make it carry over for the next years. And I think, the lineup's going to change. You still got to know your personnel, but at the end of the day, it's how we approach the game and how we establish ourselves as a team and just go about that.
How do you guys plan to approach your first NBA offseason, both in terms of what you want to improve on, but also where you're trying to be and what you're trying to get better at the most?
Intentional and just attack it. Like we both have a plan of what specifically we want to work on, specifically what we want to get better at, how we want to change our bodies, our skill, all that. Like we planned it out. It's going to be intentional, and we're going to attack it.
How much of that is something the organization comes to you and sets out, and how much of it is something that you guys set out?
I think because it's our first years, they're going to do a good job in guiding us in it. Like, we're going to be back in D.C., working out in D.C., and just being familiar with, actually, like, setting the tone as well, like, because we're starting this core franchise, and we're just, like I said, setting the tone and building the habits for the next years to come. So I think we're going to have a great communication with the organization, how they're going to work us out and start building it.
What's your favorite thing that the team showed you from their offseason plan for you guys?
I have my meeting soon, so I don't know exactly how it's going to look out, but I know they have everything is super structured. Like, we have like numbers and stuff that are very precise that just going to help us like step by step achieve our goal.
I actually had my meeting because I won't be with the team because of some personal things like immediately after the season. But so I can tell you, like, they are super intentional and everything. They're they're building, into you. Like, they don't want to do anything outside of anything you don't want to do. Even if you work out without the team, they want to set up Zooms with whoever you working out with just to make sure that your goals are aligning. Like, they're really like I said, just super intentional on everything that you working on.
This is for both of you guys. What was the one adjustment for being an NBA player that you didn't realize until you became an NBA player?
Not fouling.
You don't sleep.
Just learning what you could do, when you could do it. Like, it all depends on the situation, and just being able to recognize each situation, it allows you to attack it differently and come with different outcomes. So.
Kyshawn, what sticks out the most to you about Bub as a player, and then Bub for Kyshawn as well?
His confidence, his ability to get his shot off when he wants, and just like a floor general. Like, he gets in the paint at will. He gets his shot if he wants to shoot it. He gets people shots if And I think as an activity as a defender, it doesn't necessarily always show on the stat sheet, but you see him flying around all the time, just being super active.
And you said surprises me the most?
No, it just sticks out.
Oh, sticks out. Okay, sticks out the most? Mm-hmm. What Kyshawn does on the court, you can't really even put a cap on it. Like, this guy's amazing. But I'm trying to think of something that you guys probably wouldn't know.
Guard, bro.
Yeah, he guards. Like, Kyshawn is actually a really good defender, and he's a better, honest. I hate guarding little people, and he honestly might be a better defender guarding like guards that are really good in this league, and it's a lot of them. So his defense kind of goes underrated, but he can really guard, and he has really good anticipation. He gets his hands on a lot of deflections and blocks.
Well, what is it
but
about?
He fouls a lot too. Like, I won't even. He does foul a lot, but he can guard.
What is it about shorter people that makes you not like to guard them?
They're fast. I don't like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Kyshawn and Bub. So with 2 games coming close to the end for the season, what are some of the things that you guys are looking forward to as a team? Like, what are some of the goals to how to finish the season strong?
Establish, especially I think defensively and the effort we put in, trying to find the right shot every time down the floor, and just again building that chemistry while establishing what we want to do for the next few years.
Dave?
When this team starts winning, what will it look like with you guys being a key part of it?
It'll how will the wins come?
Yeah, how will you play? How will this team play when it turns the corner?
Oh, this team's gonna be fast. We're gonna play with a lot of pace, and we're gonna kind of impose our will kind of on teams. We have skill, obviously. We're talented, but we trying to grind games out. Like, we're trying to break you down. We're trying to outrun you, trying to out-tough you. That's kind of the mindset that we going into the offseason with, the next season with, and that's kind of how we going to carry it.
Does the physical or the mental toughness provide the biggest challenge to you guys going forward?
You said which one provides the biggest
Yeah.
challenge? I mean, I think we're all super competitive. Like, we go out there, we want to, like, show that we could do it, and, like, they're not putting us out there just because we're the Wizards or whatever. Like, we can actually play. So I think, like, mentally we're ready to attack each game, and now physically, like, we're all young, and I think it's going to develop. So as long as the mental is here, which I know we have, I'm really not worried about the rest, because we all in the gym every single day working on our bodies and getting stronger every day. So I'm really not worried about that. So both of them it's gonna be a problem for them.
That's going to come.
Bub, I got a follow-up for DA's question when he was asking about what the team will look like when you're winning. When you hear a question like that and you think about those days that are going to come eventually, hopefully for you guys, how does that make you feel to think about, this rebuild and what you guys are building coming to a fruition one day, and you guys being the ones leading this team to wins?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like when I'm 38 and then doing podcasts and stuff out of the NBA, like, I have great stories to tell. Like, man, I started out losing. I started out, I got 8 championships. It makes me feel good just to know that we got a journey ahead of us, and all of us are super excited to attack that journey. Like, we know where we're at, obviously, but we also know what we're capable of. Like we said, it just makes me excited. I'm anxious.
As you guys wrap up the season at home tonight, what would you say to the Wizards fan base that have stuck with you through a pretty tough season?
We got y'all.
Appreciate y'all, and make sure you come back.
Yeah, we got y'all.
In the season that has been pretty tough, just wins and losses wise, how have you guys tried to keep your spirits up and keep focused on the work? You're smiling before I finish the question.
You got a lot of questions, man.
I think, first of all, it comes the great group of guys and the organization around that made it clear the goal we had as a team. During one of the satellite camps, during training camp, we had a kind of a meeting, it was pre-practice, and we knew this is going to be tough times in the season, and we just have to stick together, and I think we did a good job of that. Obviously, no, it's not fun. Obviously, we're not, happy with, the results, but the fact that we had a good group that stuck together and worked together to a common goal, which was getting better and establishing ourselves, which I think we did a pretty good part of, and I think that's what drove us through the stretches.
Having a locker room full of a lot of guys that are just glass half full, that just really helps.
2 more questions, Brandon. Yes, sir. Is this the best young core in the NBA right now?
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
When you guys look at the draft process, you already talked about how a lot of people, quote unquote, consider it a weak draft, right? But the fact that you two and Alex got better as time went on, what does it say about culture on this team? And how important is culture in a rebuild?
Well, first, that's the main thing. You got to start with that. That's how you start building it. But then it just says that this organization has a lot of trust, in us. They were, like I said, they're super intentional. They knew who they were drafting, and they knew where they wanted to implement those guys that they were drafting, and they did it, and they instilled the confidence in us, and we got the confidence in ourselves, obviously, to go out and do it. Yeah, I think that says a lot about this organization. Says a lot about Will and our head coach.
Guys, there's an interesting stat that came out tonight. Bub, when you hit that three in the third quarter, that broke the NBA record for most threes made by rookies on a single team ever.
Oh, wow.
Did you guys expect to? First of all, how does that stat sound? And second of all, did you expect as a unit to be that effective scoring threes in your first year?
I think it sounds great. I think when I was looking at it, I wanted Alex to get 100 too, so I know he got that last game, I think. So I was happy all three got more than 100, but it just shows that the confidence the organization has in us and the work we put in behind the scenes, like we're in the gym, like I said, working. I had the shooting slump at the beginning. Alex got y'all see the improvement. I don't need to say much, and Bub's been very consistent, and even like his 3-point shooting, he's been amazing all year. So it just shows that we're putting the work in, and we have confidence, and when we're open, we're shooting it. That's it.